So today I'm going to share with you the 5 things I did to lose 90 pounds as a busy mom, wife, working professional over the age of 40. So one of the things that I did to lose weight over the age of 40 was to eliminate processed sugar. And I am talking about all of the things that are good to us but not good for us. So the cakes, the candies, the pies, the ice cream, the sweet treats, I had to let all of that go. Right before I started my weight loss journey, I was on a trail mix kick and I was eating trail mix by the bagfuls, and I was eating a lot of it every single day. And I had to realize that I had an addiction. I had a sugar addiction. I've actually had a sugar addiction probably most of my life. So I had to quit cold turkey. Now, one of the things I did not do was eliminate natural sugar. So if it was a food that had naturally occurring sugar, then I had no problems eating it. I also wasn't very strict about sugars that may have been in foods that I ate when I ate out. Now, I did track what I was eating, and so I was also tracking my sugar intake. And just by cutting out the processed sugar, those refined sugars, the foods that had added sugars, I was still able to stay within a relatively healthy range of sugar intake for the day. But by eliminating that processed sugar, I could definitely tell a difference in just a couple of days in my energy level. I felt more refreshed. I felt more energetic. I felt like I could get more things done over the course of the day. I wanted to work out, and I felt good working out. And so I know that sugar was holding me back. I know that every time that I ate sugar, it was just simply increasing my insulin spikes. And then my body got to the point where I was just ingesting so much sugar that even the insulin spikes weren't working anymore. My body just simply gave up. And everything that I was eating was being stored as fat. And so once I stopped eating that sugar and my blood sugar levels were able to regulate, then I was able to get back into a place where my body could take the foods that I was eating and actually use it as fuel and burn it off. My workouts were more effective because now I can actually use food as fuel and my body would burn it off, and the weight just started to fall off. And so I'm glad that I was able to recognize that I had a sugar addiction. I had to let it go, and as a result of that, I was able to lose the 90 pounds. Another thing that I did to lose weight over the age of 40 was prioritize protein. I was so big on counting calories before, and I thought that all calories were the same, and that, if I had 100 calories of ice cream, it'd be the same as eating 100 calories of broccoli. And we know that that is absolutely not true. Your body uses those foods differently. They have different nutritional components. And so a calorie is not a calorie. And so what I decided to do was to prioritize protein by counting macros. And so I switched from calorie counting to macro counting, and boy, did I see a difference in my weight loss. I was able to lose not only the 90 pounds, but I lost 70 of those pounds over the course of 9 months. And I was very deliberate about tracking my foods and making sure I hit my protein macro targets every single day. I used the TDEE calculator to figure out what my macro targets should be, including protein. And I just simply made sure that I was eating to hit those protein goals every single day. And I ended up losing 70 pounds in 9 months and almost 90 pounds overall, simply by ignoring calorie counting and counting protein instead. Another thing that really helped me with my weight loss is that I wasn't too overly restrictive. I call my method of eating clean-ish. And what I mean by that is, for the most part, I ate whole, unprocessed foods on my weight loss journey. I really tried to, as to the extent possible, prepare my foods at home so that they weren't overly processed. They didn't have a lot of sugar in them. I knew exactly what I was eating. And again, I prioritized protein. When I say that I ate cleanish, it means that there were times when I did have to eat out. There were times when I did have to eat something processed. I had to eat on the go, and I didn't necessarily know what was in those foods. I didn't prepare those foods. They may have had, a few more carbs than I would have liked, may have had, sugar, more sugar than I would have liked, but I ate them because I needed to. Now, what I did was to make sure that when I was out and about and I needed to eat out, that I was making the healthiest choices that I could, but I didn't stress over it. As long as I was tracking still what I was eating and making sure it fit within my macro goals for the day, then that was it. I wasn't overly restrictive about what I was eating. And I found that counting macros versus some other eating styles helped me to be very flexible with my eating so that I could do that and still have the results that I wanted. Again, I lost 70 pounds in 9 months doing this, and it was simply because I ate whole unprocessed foods for the most part, but I was also very flexible and able to eat other foods as needed as long as they stayed within my macro goals. One of the things that we tend to forget when we are trying to lose weight over 40 is the importance of hydration. And over the course of this journey, I absolutely had to increase the amount of water that I was drinking. I was never a big water drinker, and I knew when I went into this journey that I wasn't drinking enough water. I actually started my journey on the 75 hard challenge, which requires you to drink a gallon of water per day. And I followed the 75 hard challenge for 116 days. So for 116 days, I drank a gallon of water per day. And I found that my mental focus, my mental clarity, my energy levels, everything like shot through the roof once I started to really hydrate. Now, a gallon of water is excessive. I would never encourage anyone to drink a gallon of water per day. I was doing it because I was on the challenge and I was determined to finish the challenge, but I was over it by day one. It is completely excessive. But what I would say is that I knew that I needed to drink more water. My body responded once I started to hydrate properly, and the fat started to melt off. So if you are not drinking enough water and you know you're not drinking enough water, increase your water intake. That is super key to your body being able to perform the fat burning functions that it needs to perform so that you can get the weight loss results that you're looking for. And finally, the last thing that I did in order to lose weight over the age of 40 was strength training. Now, I wish somebody would have told me the importance of strength training a long time ago. I am cardio queen. I like to sweat. And because when I'm doing cardio, I'm burning in a lot of calories at one time, I thought that that was the way to go. You would never find me in the weights section of a gym. I was always on the cardio equipment. But when I started to incorporate strength training into my fitness routine on this weight loss journey, the fat just started to melt off. I was actually doing a lot of walking and then a lot of walk-run intervals, and I had gotten down to about 180 pounds. And I really liked the way that I looked. I thought I was going to stay there. I thought that was my happy place. But when I started to strength train, my body had a mind of its own. The fat just started to melt away. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, I have no weight loss goal. I'm just going to let my body do what it wants to do. When it's happy at its happy weight, then it'll stop. I got down to 132 pounds. Never thought that I would get down to 130 anything when I was perfectly happy at 180 pounds. But that was the power of strength training. I was building muscle, and in turn, that muscle was helping me to burn fat. That muscle was helping me to burn more calories at rest. And I'm creating this bigger calorie deficit every day because I'm incorporating strength training, and my body just released the weight. And so I am so happy that I discovered the power of strength training. I now strength train 4 to 5 days a week in addition to cardio. I like to run for my cardio. I do running. I also do walk-run intervals. And so I'm so happy that I discovered strength training because it was absolutely key to helping me lose weight over 40. Now, if you were like me and thought that it was impossible to lose weight over 40, or you've tried and you failed several times, I want to invite you to join me for my Start with 30 challenge. It is a challenge that is designed to build small daily habits over a 30-day period that will help you succeed on your weight loss journey. And it's just a start, right? You're not going to lose everything. You're not going to be able to accomplish everything in 30 days, but you will build the foundation that you need in order to sustain you throughout the course of your journey. This Start with 30 challenge includes a lot of the principles that I was following as I started my own weight loss journey, and I was able to lose 70 pounds in 9 months and 90 pounds overall as a busy wife, mother, career professional over the age of 40. So it does work. Click on the link in the video description and let me know how I can notify you when this program becomes available. There's no obligation at this point. You're simply just saying, hey, when the program drops, let me know and I'll come check it out. So go to the link in the video description and I'll be sure to let you know when the program is available so that you can check it out and see if it's something that is right for you. If this video has been helpful to you, take a moment and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't joined the community yet, take a moment and hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you here as part of our community. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.